Hey everybody, and welcome to Tribal Trades. Just making sure my head's not blocking everything there. Great to have you with again today from wherever you are. It's been a long day. From wherever you are around the world, thank you so much for tuning in. I was checking all the different countries. We had people from Singapore and the Netherlands, Australia and New Zealand, of course. Just so many different countries, people from around the world. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for all those that have subscribed and all the likes and the comments and the questions. And we are going to cover a viewer question today. So if you're that viewer, thank you so much for this question. This video is because of you. And I have put out 4 videos today. 2 of them are educational and one of them is a market update. So this one technically is a Q&A. And so, yeah, so that it'll be some fun. So, and the question was that they wanted some more take profit zones in between my top of the market. And so I am going to include those and add that in. And I have done a fancy new spreadsheet here. So I put some work in. I think it's actually going to be useful moving forward that we refer to this spreadsheet. And I think it can really help with your journey if you're following along with my crypto cheat sheet. If you haven't checked out my crypto cheat sheet videos, please do so. I've got a full series on my top 23 coins. I'll also have the life-changing game series, and I've just launched the money printer method series, part 1 and part 2, part 3 and part 4 drop tomorrow. If you haven't done so already, please smash the like, leave a comment, hit subscribe if you'd love to join our ever-growing community, and hit the bell notification. You'll be notified every time. Today, you would have been notified 4 times that I've done 4 videos. So those of you who are really on top of it and had that time and put that aside, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're going to jump away from the screen. I'm going to push my head out of the way. This is the last you're going to see of me. So I'm going to say goodbye, and we're going to turn this off, and you're not going to see my face again. Some of you will be saying, that's great. Oh, you're so mean. No, I'm just kidding. All right, let's do this and let's jump into this. All right, so what we have here, what I've got here for you is I've got the cheat sheets and I've got all the tokens. I've got the risk level. I've got the exchanges that you can purchase it on. And so please screenshot this. I'm going to give you a moment to screenshot it now. So just quickly screenshot Total, and then we'll come down here and pick up Zeus. And please, there's your second screenshot that you can take right here. Just make sure you can get all of that in. Okay, take those screenshots. All right, so I've got the risk level. I've got the exchanges. So, I've got the US-based exchange first. There is one token that doesn't have a US-based exchange. It's called Hello. You can only get it on MEXC and PancakeSwap. Decentralized exchange. If you don't know how to trade decentralized exchanges, I will have a video coming up on how to connect to Pancake and do that, and also to other decentralized exchanges. So we have the aggressive entries, which I gave weeks ago now on here. I think probably 2 weeks ago, or at least 2 weeks ago, and then maybe a bit longer. And then I've got some entries, and some of those are starting to get hit. And that's why I gave these entries. And then some of them, the third entry got hit, and none of them the fourth entry, and some of them I only had 3 entries. And then what I've added, thanks to the Q&A, is I've got the TP levels. And I've got the TP levels for each of these coins. Now, how have I arrived at these TP levels? These have come based off lower, medium, and higher time frame Fibonacci's and time period Fibonacci's. And so if you don't know how to use or set up a Fibonacci, I'll probably look at doing a tutorial on that at some point in the future, setting up some of the key indicators that I use and how to do that. Or you could Google. There is plenty of information on how to do that. And then I've got my ultimate profit taken top of bull run in the blue. And what I'll do is, as these TPs get hit, I'll color them in. I'm not sure what color. I may do yellow as well. And if we get to a top here, then I'll color that in. And if we feel that we get to a top before the bull run is over, we may obviously add some additional prices upside to the upside on these, and we'll see how we go. We'll definitely keep this updated. But as you can see, that how am I trading the CPI data? Well, the CPI data is tomorrow. If it comes in hot and it's higher, then some more of these entries may get hit here. And so then more of these buy orders get filled for when we go up. If the CPI data is cooler and the market begins to pump, and we're currently sitting at around $66,000 or $67,000 right now, we may see that, obviously if it comes in cooler, we may see the market take off a little bit. We'll just see what happens. There'll definitely be some volatility. So we're sitting at about 67,500. So let's see. To the downside, if we have a bit of a dip, we could come back and visit the $66,000 area, which I identified in yesterday's video. And there's also a fair value gap at 64,000, and there's a key Fibonacci area at 64. And the bottom of the trend that we're in is around the low 60s area. So we could revisit down there and hopefully not break that structure of that trend line. We could certainly deviate out of it as long as we came back in. And then to the upside, we would see that we could revisit the top, if the CPI data is quite cool and inflation numbers are down. So either way, we have a very strategic plan here of where we're going to buy and what we're going to buy no matter what happens. So if you're sitting and waiting to see what the CPI data is, that's fine. You may want to do that. And if you're ready to jump on these buys and quickly grab them, but some of these went into these buy zones and have already left them and have bounced back up. I know Beam, I think, dropped to 2.1 cents, and I think it's already back to 2.4 cents. I think it was Beam. And so some of these have dropped down and they're already starting to come out. So you just have to be careful there. So I would encourage, look, the way that I look at trading is just buying the dips, and I have these buy prices put in and set in. I've researched these, and these prices are based on numerous indicators, EMAs, MAs, Fibonacci's, support and resistance, volume, Lux Algo, and a few other indicators that I've identified to come up with these buy areas. And as you can see, a lot of them have been hit. So as we start to hit them, I'll fill this in with yellow. As we start to hit these, I'll fill in with yellow. I also have the cheat sheet gains here that I showed the other day, and it's not been updated, but we will update it once we figure out where we're going after the CPI. And there might not be much to update if we just go sideways from here. But if we start to head up, then I'll obviously update the gains there. And we'll probably look at keeping that update at least once a month or once a quarter just to see where we're at. And obviously we have to hit it because if we had new entries added, then our average price will come down, and the number of tokens that we have will have increased as well, so we can make more profit going on the way up. So that's all I had for this one here. Thank you for the Q&A. I've got the TP1s, 2s, and 3s. So there are 3 take profit zones plus an additional take profit zone for what I feel the top of the bull run will be. If I feel like there's some additional TPs I can put in there, like a TP4 or 5, and add some additional ones in there, I certainly will do. And I will certainly look to keep this spreadsheet updated so we can stay on top of how our entries and how our TP, especially those who are trading this chart with me or trading some of these coins or all of these coins. If you manage, I know that there are some people that got back to me, and I think they did get in at these levels. And so if that was you, that's great. If that's not you, that's fine. It really just depends on what your time and budget and priority is and what kind of coins you want to be in. Certainly, like I said, there are some that are high risk here. There are some that are lower risk, medium risk. Here's the thing, everything in crypto and everything in life and investing, there is risk. Just because it's a low risk doesn't mean that there's no risk. There is no risk on here. It's medium risk, low risk, and higher risk. So please make sure that you manage your risk levels, that you manage your trades, and please check out all of my latest videos, especially my money printer method. That is probably the one that I have most been excited about. That is the one that can truly bring you life transforming gains on a daily basis. All right. Well, thank you again for joining from wherever you are around the world. I know all the different various countries. I love seeing them pop up in my analytics, the different countries that have been viewing, and people using some of the closed captions so that they can understand what I'm saying. And so I credit you, and well done that's going the extra mile, and I really do appreciate that and think that's a great thing. So wherever you are in the world, until tomorrow, the CPI, I will be doing a video update at some point after the CPI numbers hit. My feeling is, everybody's saying it's going to come in at 3.4. My feeling is that it may come out flat. It may just come out. It may not come out high. It may not come out low. It might come out right on the 3.4. And you ask the question, what do I expect? I would expect a little bit of volatility, but I think generally that would be positive for the market. That would mean that we're not going backwards. Sure, we're not going forwards, but we're kind of just holding the position and keeping it. So I think a number that is the same is going to be more bullish than bearish. Obviously, a higher number bearish and a lower number is bullish. So just recapping those numbers, I think if we get a hot number that comes in above 3.4, I think we could potentially drop to, if we don't do so overnight, maybe people are front running the market here, 64, and then down to lower 60 to 62. And then obviously, if we go below there and have a more severe drawdown, then we'll update those lower targets. And then I think, getting back to the 70, 71,000 mark, there is a lot of liquidations, short liquidations at 73. And so we already hit the long liquidations at 66. Sure, there is a lot more, much, much lower down, but I'm not really concerned about those levels at the moment. All right. Again, thank you so much from wherever you are. And until tomorrow, happy trading.